So you gotta put these teachers in jail for child grooming. I mean, they're going around telling their kids you don't have a gender? Look down. You're wrong. Like, it's so stupid. Like, what are we doing here?
Have a good time here.
Hi, I'm Jinx. I go by they pronouns, and I am the vice president of GSA, and I am Cal's father.
Hi, my name is B.
Jinx?
Pronouns they, them. And I'm GSA secretary. One little fact about myself.
Yeah, what about you?
That I like public speaking.
Wow.
Hello, my name.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Well, there it is. Holy shit. It's a contagion. Well, the thing is that, I mean, again, the more you allow people, like, oh my god, bro, like, you gotta do something about the mass psychosis. I don't even think this is mass psychosis. I think it is just as simple as, I mean, middle schoolers. I mean, you're basically, I mean, you're going in there for the execute whenever the boss is at like 1% HP. Like, telling middle schoolers that they don't understand their sexuality should be fucking illegal. Like, they barely, even if you tell them they do understand it, they won't believe you. So, like, it's the easiest thing to do, right? I mean, goddamn, you're spawn camping them. Exactly. And so you're grooming them. Like, you've got they're adults that are doing this. It's insane how this is happening. It's a hidden maps that are trying to sexualize children and groom them. I think that if you made a Venn diagram between the people that want to introduce this type of gender ideology to children and people that are pedophiles, and you did another Venn diagram of the general population and pedophiles, I think the people with the gender ideology and pedophiles, those two circles, they'd be closer together.
My name is Ash or Rohan, depending on where you know me from.
Ash or Rohan? What, from Lord of the Rings?
Fact about me is that I'm an artist. I like to draw.
Yeah, what, furries?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm Socks. I'm the 8th grade representative of the GSA.
Oh my god.
She, they pronouns. And, one interesting fact about me is that I was one of 3 cuttable characters in the play.
Yeah?
Hi, my name is
Can you believe that? He's a theater kid. I would have never guessed.
Clover.
Uh-huh.
My pronouns change often, but if you don't know, just say they, them.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna use retard.
I'm the 6th grade representative, and fact about me is I love manga.
The president did not want to be in this video, but their name is Cal, and they have purple.
Oh my god, isn't it outrageous? It's so, he's stuck in his last role now. Yeah, I guess so. Future school shooters, I mean, maybe some of them, right? I mean, like, it's again, I think it is the unsupervised, uninhibited interactions that are sexually charged with adults. I mean, I don't see how any reasonable good person can think that it's a good idea that you have a bunch of random teachers that are going around telling your kids they don't know what gender they are. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Like, I get that, like, if you're 19, if you're 21, if you're 18, you know, you're an adult, right? You can vote, you can sign up to be in the military, you can buy a gun. Like, you can decide what gender you are at that point, right? You want to go through trans surgery and do that and, you know, go through all this crazy shit? Go ahead. Like, who gives a fuck, right? I don't care. But the problem is whenever you're doing it and you're 12. That is the issue. And the problem with that is that they learned all this vocabulary from an adult. They didn't, you think it just spawned in? You think this just happened on its own? That they just all came up with these ideologies and these perceptions on their own? No. These are people, like if these people didn't have internet access, would they still be this way? The answer, in my opinion, is obviously a no. So if you have internet access that is enabling these girls and boys to have this like fucking myopic, deranged view on their own sexuality, I think you've got a pretty big problem. No public funding though? Yeah, go ahead. Don't expect me to pay for it? Well, yeah, obviously. Like, I mean, yeah, let's... Do I think that we should pay for cancer treatment or trans surgeries? Do you want to cut a cancer off or do you want to cut a dick off? Ah, geez, guys, it's a really hard decision. And so, yeah, I think everybody's on the same page with that. But I've seen this, and I think that, like, again, how are we not going after these people? How are we not going after the students, and not the students, excuse me, these are kids, right? These kids are victims, really. I mean, they're victims of this. They're victims of grooming. But why are we not going after the parents? Why are we not going after the teachers and like really going as far as, again, we allow it. Yeah, we allow this to happen. We do. We allow this to happen. And I think that we should be absolutely militantly aggressive against this. We should. This is deranged. And if they brainwash a new crop of freaks like this to, hate themselves, hate their gender, hate the world, hate society, I don't think that's a W for anybody. It just makes the world a worse place. And the doctor too. Oh, I am a very big advocate of saying that as soon as you make a law against like the detransitioning minors, I think that we retroactively charge the doctors. I think that we do that and we charge the parents as accessories. I think you go as far as you possibly can. Like, I'm talking about scorched earth, and people will say that it's unfair. And I'm going to say, good. That's what you get. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. Transitioning to minors, not detransitioning? Excuse me. Yes, transitioning. And do you think history will go back at this and look at that the same way they look at lobotomies? I think that the idea of a person being trans and thinking that they're another gender, so to the extent that, and we'll get big picture for a minute here, right? So if we ever live in a world where the digital expression of a human being is more important to their identity than their physical expression, then I think being trans will become normalized and it will just become an everyday thing because some people will just simply want to be that way. It's the same as people play female characters in video games, right? I think that's, and this is a big picture, conceptual, like Ready Player One, like Sword Art Online perceptual. So I think that there is a world where that happens. And I think that if you ever got to a point in the future where somebody could genetically change their gender 100% male to female, I think there would be people that would be uncomfortable about it. But I think that culturally it would become normalized in that time period over 30 years, right? And people would just accept it. The same as people accept hair transplants or breast implants or things like that now. But you'd always have some people that would be uncomfortable, right? That would just kill you. Well, we're talking about scientific theoretical fantasies, right? But the more realistic outcome is that I think that science and society will look at the transitioning of underage people to another gender as basically a lobotomy. I do think that they'll look at it from that direction. Now, I'm not saying with everything. And I think with adults, it'll probably just be kind of one of those unspoken things. But for kids, I do think people will see that. Yeah, that's the way I would look at it. You can't change your chromosomes? Well, look, I'm inventing science so we can have a hypothetical conversation, right? You can go into the biology of it or the science of it or everything else, but I'm just simply inventing this for a conversation point. And again, I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I do think that for kids, people are just insane, right? And I can't change my species. Well, theoretically, in that case, you would be able to, right? I don't know. You're inventing science just like they are. Yeah, I think you're right. And do you think that Russia and China had a part in this to make it easier when they attack? Russia and China having a part in this? No, I actually think that. So I think that the reason why you're seeing a lot of this transgender stuff and you're seeing identity stuff happen a lot in the West. So there's a number of reasons why, but the main reason is that we've been defeated by success. The West, European countries, Western countries, United States of America primarily, and also Britain and other places too, like Germany, we have been defeated by the amount of absolute luxury and lack of struggle, striving, effort, and danger that the life creates, right? There's no danger in our life anymore. There's no saber-toothed tigers. There's no mammoths. There's no invading hordes of of Mongols. There's no, I mean, like, I guess if you live in Ukraine, maybe, but like, in a general sense, like, that's not really the case. And before you say, I'm not talking about like migration or like, you know, illegal immigration. I mean, like a legitimate war, right? An actual real war. We don't have any of those things in Western countries. There's none of these things. And I think that people take, I think that the human mind has the concept, like this is an idea that was explored in, you know, a lot of science fiction, right? The Matrix, for example, is that like the human beings, and I agree with this, is that human beings have the desire to struggle. Human beings want to struggle. They want to have something that is stressful and unpleasant and problematic that they have to strive towards. And I think that there's a lot of points of psychology that lead in this direction.